Carnival does be hot and spicy when Calypso is there. Carnival does be bright and gay. Carnival does be sweet and jumpy when the bandmen appear. Everybody jumping away. They will jump and whine and call for more. Jumping up to the sweet tempo. All the while the officials waking in. Trouble is the bandmen and the Calypsonian. Scrunting after Carnival done. And yet still we keep on jamming. Every year we come out playing Calypsonian and the bandman. East, west, north and south. From every part of this island we make our contribution. Don't leave us out. Remember we are the ones who make the jump, who make you jump up and prance. We're in the middle of the carnival. We are the ones keep up the bacchanal. We are the ones who make the jump, make you jump up and prance. Working to make this fun and secret. Greatest summer festivity and yet we treated Calypsonians and bandmen like dirt. All you we worked.
One of these days, I'm going to play a saxophone. I'm going to start this show playing a saxophone. Of course, it means then one of these days I'm going to go learn how to play the saxophone. But, I mean, I just wanted to start from a different perspective. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to We're the Ones. My guests are wondering, is she crazy? Yes, welcome to We're the Ones on Point FM. And this afternoon, it's going to be an interesting afternoon because, of course, I know, yes, All Saints people, you all are waiting to hear about the history of All Saints Village, which is our feature this afternoon. And yes, at least one of our guests for that segment is already here, but you know we have to have our warm-up. And so I think it's an interesting warm-up. That was no pun intended, but it seems like I did that. This afternoon with me in studios, we have representatives from the Medical Benefits Scheme, and they are going to be talking to us briefly about the Long Bay Challenge. It's 12 miles, and it starts at 4 a.m. in the morning. Oh, jeez. Do you know what we do? Ladies, good afternoon and welcome.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having us.
On a normal day, what are you doing at 4 a.m.?
Waking up.
At 4 a.m., Janelle?
Yes.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen on radio and those of you who are via Facebook who can see them, they're glowing. So you can clearly understand that 4 a.m. works for them. I'm going to see if it works for the rest of us. All right. Let me introduce my guests. I have Miss Dorothy. Dorothy?
That's correct.
Okay. Dorothy Graham Charles. The wellness... Never write and then don't remember what you write. The wellness...
Coordinator.
Is coordinator?
That's correct.
I have nutrition. I knew that wasn't right. Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me do this again. My apologies. We have Miss Dorothy Graham Charles, the wellness coordinator from the Medical Benefits Scheme, with us. And along with her, she's now becoming a regular. We have Miss Petra Williams Charles. Did I introduce you correctly? Or is Charles Williams? It's Charles Williams, yes. Because we're now family. Yes, we're now family, yes. Yes. From the Medical Benefits Scheme, and they're both here to introduce us to getting fit. Ladies, welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Give us an overview of this initiative.
We're having our final public event for 2018. And this one, some people will say it's massive, it's huge.
It's early.
It's a good one. And it's the Long Bay Challenge. It's a run, walk, ride. So you do what you are most comfortable with, whether you are a walker, a runner, or a rider. There are 3 points based on you. You can choose based on your level of fitness or based on what's happening on that day for you. Okay. You may decide to start down at the Medical Benefits Scheme on Navy Street and walk, run, ride up to the Long Bay. Or you may desire to start at the Sir Vivian Richards Cricket Stadium, and we warm up at 4:15 there and move off at 4:30. Or you can start at the Glanville service station within that vicinity in Glanville and walk, run, ride up to the Long Bay area. So it's MBS is about encouraging physical activity among other things. It is one of the factors that supports healthy living. And so we have put on this event to celebrate those who've been exercising all year long and feel that they are up to that challenge and can start from Navy Street. But we are mindful of others, and so you may believe that the Glanvilles, starting from the Glanville area, is more suitable for you, or even Sir Vivian Richards Cricket Stadium. But whatever it is, we want you to get up and come out with us, walk with your friends, family members, fellowshipping, and engaging in some physical activity, sending a clear message that we are promoters and fighters, most importantly, against chronic non-communicable diseases like hypertension and diabetes. And we are showing that we are engaging in movement to reduce our risk for those diseases.
What I'm getting the general feel for why this walk, but really, what's behind all of these different activities that Medical Benefit has been putting on for the year?
It's about,
and if I could add, sorry, has the numbers in terms of participation been growing over time?
the numbers, which numbers?
In terms of participants?
Well, it depends. So, for instance, when we had the Heartbeat Walk, it's an event that is free. It's an event that's happening on a Sunday afternoon, and it's an event that's happening in February, the Love Month, and we have a significant number of persons, about 1,300 people turning up. So for some people that works. We have some people who love early morning walks, and so we have a different set of people turning out, and sometimes the numbers are smaller. And also we have persons that don't necessarily like that kind of activities, and sometimes we have our other events that they feel comfortable doing. But we're hoping we have at least 300 persons registered already.
Oh, nice.
We're hoping that in the next few days that we would increase the numbers, especially, some people like last minute registration, so we'll have some of that. If you want to register last minute on the day, it means you have to get the extra early. We will definitely support that and facilitate it. But all we're saying is come out, engage in physical activity. There's a $5 registration fee, but you can also call us or you can email us at mbsprevention@mbs.gov.ag, mbsprevention@mbs.gov.ag, or you can go on our Facebook page, Medical Benefits Scheme Antigua and Barbuda. You can inbox us a message or just send a post, a comment on the various posts that are there. Let us know that you're coming. We could pre-register you as well, so that we know in terms of numbers how many people will be participating. We say wear something colorful, pink, green, orange, fluorescent colors, your white, so that you're easily detected on the road. But all in all, we're saying just come out and have a great time. I know your body will certainly love you for it, and you're doing something great for yourself. Most people who participate, sometimes they're hesitant, but when they finish, they say, I feel good. I could do this again. Can we walk back? You always feel a high. There's this like walker's high, runner's high kind of thing. You're just ending on a great note. And it's the end. We're approaching the end of the year. And what better way to end but reconnecting with yourself, reconnecting with wellness, reconnecting to say, I really need to do more, do better, and ensure that I'm including physical activity in my daily regimen, my daily schedule. And that's what we should be doing.
Ms. Charles?
Yes, just to piggyback on what Janelle is saying, sometimes people, they don't know what is their push level. So, and probably they wouldn't do 12 miles on their own, because 12 miles is almost a half marathon. But then, with company and with the music and just the atmosphere,
There'll be music.
they'll feel, yes.
DJ Nez.
You should. Go ahead. Sorry, Ms. Charles.
They feel very much motivated. And, as Janelle said that, they probably finished the 12 miles and feel like they can do some more or go some more. So it's really worth it. $5, you can't beat it. And 4 o'clock in the morning sounds like a graveyard shift. But
Sounds like.
once they get out, then
Yes, once you move.
they'll feel that hype, and so just if you can get up, or some people probably won't go to sleep. Like some of us who work there, we don't bother to go to sleep because then as staff we have to be there for like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning.
And you do the walk as well?
No, we're doing the administrative stuff, and
Okay.
so which people usually ask, "Are you gonna walk?" I say, "No, we're working."
Fair
Who's gonna manage what's going on? But you have a few staff who walk.
Walk, okay.
That's right.
All right.
Yes.
So is there anything else? Because, ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to We're the Ones on Point FM, and we have some special guests with us to start our program from the Medical Benefit Scheme. We have Miss Graham Charles and Miss Charles Williams, yes, who are both representing medical benefits, and they're just sharing with us about their 12-mile Long Bay Challenge, which will be on Saturday, 1st December, this Saturday, beginning at some really early hours. Warm up 3:45 a.m., move off 4 a.m. from the Medical Benefits headquarters on Nevis Street, or you can join them at Vivian Richards Stadium, moving off at 4:30, or you can join them at the Glanville's gas station, move off at 4:45, 15 minutes. 15 minutes from the Vivian Richards Stadium to Glanville's gas station.
No, that's the time that
I'm just looking at that. So that's like a 15 minutes difference.
Yes.
That's moving at a pace, man.
No, that does not mean that those.
I'm just
necessarily-
curious.
Oh,
But will
no.
you have like different music for the different segments, or everybody meets up with the same music? I'm sorry. You see, when she told me early, it's kind of like, but now she have the catch. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be a session walk. You can actually, those of us who are walking, because those who are riding and and running, you would move at a pace.
Yes.
But for those who will be, I almost said us, those who will be walking, you will have music
Absolutely.
to keep your spirits and lift you up.
Yes.
There's
Right.
music.
So, ladies, then, do you have any final words you want to share with our listening and viewing audience?
I just wanted to share with our participants, keep hydrated throughout the week, especially on the day. We'll have water. If persons who, have diabetes or hypertension, but especially those with diabetes, to walk with an extra snack. Walk with their glucometer in, like a fanny pack, the waist pouch, and they can walk with a small juice like the Mott's or, yes, like the apple juice or the fruit punch in their fanny pack, so that they are, they have their emergency pack just in case they run out or they feel a little low. Persons with hypertension, take your medication as prescribed and just rest up and ensure that, while you're on this, you relax and don't be too intense or too tense, and enjoy the scenery, enjoy fellowship with friends and family.
Are there any persons who shouldn't do this walk? Because I'm realizing you're giving instructions for specific groups, which is actually quite useful. Never thought about those things. But are there any groups that shouldn't do this walk?
Everybody really, before they engage in any kind of exercise, should consult with their physician.
Okay.
Right. So this is for persons who do not have adverse health, issues. But then we don't restrict anybody. For example, if they are mobile and they feel they can make it, or they can start at one of our start points, or they can start at MBS, and then if they feel like they can't pass Sir Vivian Richards Stadium, for example, they can jump on the shuttle bus and continue.
Oh, you'll be having buses too.
Yes, we always do. So they can jump on the shuttle bus and come off at Glanville's if they feel like, so we're quite flexible. Mothers with babies in strollers, you're very much welcome. Jump on the bus if you need to breastfeed or feed your baby or change baby, and then you can come off again. So we accommodate everyone. Everybody has to be included. Mother, child, father, husband, wife, children, grandparents, everybody's going to be included because this is a family affair. That's what MBS stands for. We encourage the family as a unit to live healthily, exercise together, bond, and that is what's going to continue to build our society.
All right. Well, I think if there's nothing else, anything else?
So I know persons are concerned whether they can do final registration. We're still open. Send us a message on our Facebook page or call us in the morning. We are encouraging persons to come. So if you feel
Call in the morning.
No, to come. So
Oh,
if you
okay.
feel when you wake up at 4:15 that yes, I can do it, my mind is conditioned, come on down. We will not stop you from joining us and participating. So there are no hindrances, or that's all I'm saying. If you feel that you're up to it and you wake up in the morning, and come on down and let's have some fun. Let's exercise. We're looking forward to seeing you. But let us know. Wear something colorful. If you're starting down at Navy Street, we're basically going on to Independence Avenue up Queen Elizabeth Highway and then straight on to Long Bay. We're looking forward to seeing many people from Willie Keys in the Glanville area. We're looking to fellowship with you at Long Bay, so come on out. Come out as sons and daughters of Willie Keys. I know there's a group
Yes, there
called
is.
that, and there are lots of other family-oriented groups where we're looking forward to seeing you. And at the end of the day, exercise is great for the body. It strengthens the heart, improves the circulation, regulates your blood sugar, helps you with your hypertension as well. And the great thing is those happy hormones that are flowing, and it helps to reduce anxiety. And
I can vouch
mental-
for that. Don't even
Yes,
mention it.
yes,
But yes,
exercise is
exercise
good.
does
Yes,
make a difference.
yes.
All right, ladies. Well, I want to
Thank you.
thank you both for coming in and sharing. Janelle, I promise I'll speak to my hiking team, and if
Yes,
if I can
we'd love to
convince
have
them
you.
to come with me,
Yes.
then you'll see me if we can get out
We'd
of
love to
bed
have
that
you.
early. Maybe we can come out a little later and run and catch up.
Yes,
Thinking
you
it
can
through.
start
I'll
at
see.
Options are
Glanville.
there.
Yes, you can start at Glanville, 4:45.
No. Start from the. There's no fun starting so close by. No, man, to do the whole thing. Anyways, but ladies, again, thank you very, very much for starting us off on a steady pace.
Yes.
And see you on Saturday.
Thank
Or
you.
at least some feedback about it on Saturday. I need to bring medical benefits back to have a good talk about these diseases and where we're going. But
Yes.
promise you we'll have that discussion another time.
Thank you so
All
much.
right. Thank you very much. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it, our first guest. And I went straight into it with them because we have a long day ahead of us. We should very shortly be having our All Saints team in. Oh, okay. They are all not here as yet, right? All right. We're still waiting for the arrival, ladies and gentlemen. Jupiter, the CD, the music. I need Jupiter. He left? Oh, okay. We are still waiting for the arrival, ladies and gentlemen, of our. When she sit there, she's going on TV, right? Everything here is on camera, just so you know. I don't mind, but if she sits there, she's on camera. So let her sit over in the chair over there, right? We're still awaiting. I'm sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Just dealing with some administrative matters. For those of you who are watching us via Facebook, you would see that we've been joined by another guest. And we are still awaiting the arrival of the All Saints team in full. And they had us all hyped. They had me hyped. And now we only have one of them here so far. But we will be speaking with him shortly. Now we are going to be speaking to one of my favorite. Boy, I don't even know which one of the genres. One of my favorite artists. Yes, let's leave it there. I mean, I am thinking so many things. I'm thinking Maria. I am thinking Salute. I am thinking, you know what? Let me stop thinking. Ladies and gentlemen, in the studios with me this afternoon is the one and only Lincoln Blade Stanislaus. I think he has been singing from since he was a baby. So, what's up?
I'm good.
Oh, okay. I see you pausing, and I see everybody pausing, so I have to ask, what's up? You want to know the name of the song? That's what you need to know? What's the name of the song, Blade?
Which one? The one that we're about
The
to...
one that we're about to do, yeah.
Oh, True Hero.
Okay, True Hero. It's on YouTube? No, it's not on YouTube.
You have a flash drive with you?
He had this.
Oh, this.
Right. That's what I was trying to figure out. All right.
I bought it before, and I think he took it and put it in the system.
Okay, all right. So, now, Blade, tell us a bit about Blade. No, stop. Tell us a bit about Lincoln Stanislaus. What he does when he's not Blade. Yeah.
Okay, Lincoln Stanislaus is a dialysis technician at Mount St. John. And I take care of people when the kidney failed them.
All right.
Simple and plain.
How is that? How's that going?
It's challenging some days, but you know, the love of my people, I make do.
Okay. All right. All right. And when you're not busy being a dialysis technician, what do you do?
I sing and more sing and sing.
I want 2 lines from a song. I'm trying to think of the song that I want because there are like so many of them. Maria.
Gal, you're hot. Gal, you're sweet.
Okay, it's my fault. I want a verse because I tell him 2 lines and he literally give me 2 lines. Okay, go ahead.
Nothing can come in between. That's the way you make me feel. Oh, yeah. Struggle on every day. Obstacles coming our way. But we got to keep it real, real, real. Oh, when we're in the dark, I will keep you warm. When the chips are down, I will always be around. Whoa, Maria, Maria, boy, 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 Maria. Whoa, Maria, Maria, boy, 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 Maria. Hey,
you know what?
Girl, you make man.
Salute.
Stand at attention. Salute. You look good, girl.
Salute. West Indian, West Indian.
Girl, you make man. Salute. Stand at attention. Salute. You look good, girl.
Salute.
Oh, yes, this is your time. Sexy gal, you're looking so fine, Lord. Sexy gal, yes, I'm watching it. Sexy gal, you're blowing my mind.
All right. You know what? The best thing about what just happened, the best thing, ladies and gentlemen, you know how long me want to sing with Blade? Okay, I guess we'll do that. Yeah, okay now. Back to business. So, what is it about music that drives you?
I'm passionate about singing. And coming from a family background that is musically inclined.
Which family background is it?
Mason, Oscar Mason.
I just, okay.
You know, right. And loving the music, embracing the music, and determined to take our music as far as I can do.
And how has it been? How has the experience been for you so far? You've been singing like forever and a day.
You know, I've gotten some love from plenty love from plenty love, and from my fans, friends, and family. The journey is not easy, Petra. It is not an easy one.
But you persevere.
Must push on.
So now in your perseverance, I want to come to this because you're here today on a special mission.
Yes.
And what is that?
To big up and to remind everybody that the father of the nation would live on forever in the hearts and mind of the people of Antigua and Barbuda.
That he will live on forever, or that we will continue to do things to make sure that he lives on?
Well, I'm doing something right now. So for those who have not done something yet, it's just to remind them that they should do something, that it can live on forever.
So let me give the audience a little bit of this. And let's get some as soon as I get it up.
No, that's free.
That's not a song. I was just going like, I know that song.
That's free. Maybe he's on YouTube. He's on YouTube.
Okay, hold on.
That's a good song anyway.
Yes, it is. But that's not the song we're looking for. No, that's not it. All right, I think we got the... But I haven't heard that one in a while, though. That one is not on YouTube.
Yes, it is.
It is?
Yeah.
I haven't played that in a while. Note to self.
Oh, this is
This is it.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Tribute to Papa BC.
circumstances made him one. He had to display courage while acting in a situation. And this is true of Xavier Cornwalberg in his fight for workers' rights. He bravely stood against colonial overlords to relieve them of their plight. Oh, yes, a hero he was, and a hero he'll always be to every Antiguan and Barbudan. Yes, a hero to you and me. His good deeds will always live on, even though he's long dead and gone. Believe me, it is no lie when they say a true hero never dies. Ding dang dong, dang dang day. Born December 9th, 1910, in St. John City. He had no formal education, worked 2 years with Salvation Army. In his distinguished career, he had impressive achievements, a commitment to the working people, our economic advancement and tourist destination was some of his contributions. Oh, yes, a hero he was, and a hero he'll always be to every Antiguan and Barbudan. Oh, yes, a hero to you and me. His good deeds will always live on, even though he's long dead and gone. Believe me, it is no lie when they say a true hero never dies. Ding dang 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 doy. Hunga dum 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 dum.
I like it.
Like it?
I like it. I like it. I like what it depicts. I like the story it tells. And I think it's another opportunity for us to remind our youth that we have a legacy. Because, you know, we don't
Yes.
do good at our history.
Yes, yes, yes. We don't document nothing.
Oh Lord, we are getting a little better at it, and you know, normally for us the music and the calypso and the bend is where we normally tell our stories.
Yes.
And I don't think we've had a VC birthday release in a while, have we? No. I'm coining it a VC birthday release.
Yes,
Notice
it
I
is,
could
it
be
is,
wrong.
It is. Well, you know, they never had it. For me, it wasn't a VC, but I think it would more likely release at Independence time.
Yeah, okay.
You know,
fair enough.
But I think this is the first release for a VC birthday. I think. I always look back at the one that Apsy did for Papa, and that
Farewell,
was
Papa?
Yeah, that was a great song.
That's still a classic.
Yes, and so I hope that this one, A True Hero, will live on in the minds of the people about how the father of the nation, the way that he have prepared for us, and so we need to look back and remember where we're coming from, so we can know where we're going.
Okay, I think that's excellent. So, in terms of the actual song, who are the persons behind it?
Well,
we know you're the voice, but
Stanley Humphries is the writer. He's the one that came up with the idea. Actually, he came and he looked for me and he said, "Yo, I heard about you. I heard that you could sing, and I need to do a song with you." And he spent a few days getting Jagger prepared, and then in 2 days after, the song was done. So I would really like to thank Mr. Stanley Humphries. For those of you who don't know who he is, He is short shirt writer from 1980 to present. And so to get this opportunity, I must say thank you. I'm humbled. And to Jagger Martin, you know, I have to take my hat off to him. He is a masterpiece, and I want the world to know that we have the best, and we need to embrace and big up our producers because they have done justice. So big up to you, Mr. Jagger Martin. Big up yourself. You have done justice to this piece as always, and I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I want to big up management. Management have been working. I'm rebranding for the future.
You're singing Calypso in this rebranding? No?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Because I'm going to try outside.
Yes,
Sorry.
yes. So I'm working on it, and some things in the pipeline that I don't want to talk about right now.
No problem. Today we're just going to do Hero, and I'll tell you what we'll do. I like it, like I said.
Yes.
I'm thankful for you because, ladies and gentlemen, we actually were supposed to have done this since last week. I was supposed to have gotten the first outing of the song, but there were just a lot of things going on last week.
Yes.
And so this week
That's
we're
so
fortunate because although we're actually going to be talking about the history and the legacy of All Saints Village shortly.
Okay.
But our guests have been slow in coming, and so we've been able to capitalize on that. You'd never waste an opportunity.
That's
you know
right.
That, right?
That's right.
And so I want to thank you, Blade, for coming in.
It was always a pleasure.
When you're done rebranding,
Yes.
just on the cusp of your release of your rebranding, you need to come and sit and talk to me.
Of course. We'll have a talk.
Right? And we'll talk about all things Blade.
Everything.
And we will sing a couple of tunes together. I'm going to get my altar ready. Lord.
And of course, I just want to remind the people, Sunday nights down at Beach Limers, the place to be. Ask Petra how she behaved.
We'll talk about that today.
Well,
you could tell people them kind of things. Ladies and gentlemen, don't worry with him. I am a talker. I don't do these things that he's talking about. It was awesome.
Thank you so much for coming.
It was awesome. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for staying with us. This is We Are the Ones on Point FM, and we were talking with Blade, a.k.a. Lincoln Stanislaus. Notice I did it the other way around because he's here in his Blade mode for me.
Yes.
And we will just be transitioning soon. Blade, thank you, darling.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
As a princess?
Yes.
Hi, princess. All right. And we are going to be transitioning to our feature for the evening. This is what I want now. Wait, it's not ready yet. Stop it. No, stop it for a second. Right. We're going to be transitioning to our feature for this afternoon, and I am being joined by Mr. Joseph. Mr. Roland Joseph from All Saints. But before Mr. Joseph even introduces himself properly, go back to the other song that I had there. Yeah, that's where I want to go. That's what I want to play. Before Mr. Joseph introduces himself, I'm going to just give you a little snippet of one of the All Saints stars. That's how much time he did sing. I don't even remember. But maybe Mr. Joseph can go into that too.
It's long time telling you, leave that girl alone. But you feel you're hot and you're playing stubborn, go and carry you. She calling you sugar baby, strangling your mind. But she's circulating more than $1, fooling you all this time. You're getting it in the morning, in the evening too, from your partner, and eating it more than you. Lord, I'm sorry for you, heaven knows what you're going through. One thing I must say, you have courage. You're a man with a dungeon great fluid. You're getting it, you're getting it, yes sir. You're getting it, I know. You're getting it, rumor said so.
All right, and all you Antiguans, and I'm going to say you're All Saints people, all the Antigua people and Barbuda people supposed to know that song. Right, Mr. Joseph?
Sure.
Okay, Joseph, just work with me on the mic. Make sure it's close by enough to him. Yeah. Who was that, Mr. Joseph? Make sure I test you on that. I'm going to test you.
That was King Progress.
Mm-hmm.
King Progress. Associated with the family
Oh,
for a long time.
okay.
Shepherd. King
All
the
right.
Shepherd, yeah.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are on We're the Ones on Point FM. And as I promised, today we begin the Village series. What we'll be doing is every last Wednesday of the month, we are going to feature a different village in Antigua. We're going to get persons from that community to come in and share with us about their community and, you know, the history of it, the legacy, the things that we want to remember, the values, you know, those kind of things. And I'm pleased to have with us, we're supposed to have 3 of them today. So Mr. Joseph, we have to tell me I'm these people. We're supposed to have Roland Joseph. You're here, right, sir?
Yes.
We're supposed to also have Theophilus Daniel. And we're supposed to have Alwyn James. But I don't see them, but you're here. And so we are going to make the best of today. And I'm sure it's going to be awesome. Mr. Joseph, welcome to Point FM. And thank you for coming.
Thank you very much. First of all, I want to say good afternoon to my host.
Thank you.
Good afternoon and greetings to the listening audience of 99.1 and the listening public of Antigua and Barbuda. My name is Mr. Roland Joseph, born and bred and raised in All Saints. As they would say, my neighbor Ching Berry Day.
Yeah, sure, your neighbor drink berry day, I neighbor drink berry a hospital and then care back at All Saints.
No, not like you. In those days,
Whatever.
when you were born, they bury your neighbor's string in the yard, the backyard. When you're born at the hospital, I don't know where they carry it.
It stays at the hospital. My neighbor's drink somewhere at Halberton. But
You sure about that?
yeah, so I keep telling, convincing myself. So tell us, Mr. Joseph, before we even talk about All Saints, we know we're here to talk about All Saints, but you have to tell the people about you. Apart from the fact that your neighbor string, you're born, bred, and your neighbor string bury All Saints. Tell us a little about Mr. Joseph.
Well, Mr. Roland Joseph is just somebody very humble. I was born in All Saints. I'm a 49er. And I work at the airport as a senior mechanic with the carrier BWIA as a senior mechanic.
BWIA.
So I retired 13 years ago.
A long time.
That's a long time.
That's a long, long time.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And family-wise, what in the community, what did you do in the community?
Well, what I said doing now, I do voluntarily. I work with the church. Like today, I help distributing meals or lunch for the sick and the shut in
the community?
members of the church in the community. In Firmin Village, All Saints, Buckley's, those areas.
Nice. Okay, that's excellent. So tell me, by the way, you haven't told me, I should ask you this. Where the rest of the crew? They checking out on you?
Let us just pay attention to who is here.
All right, no problem.
But first of all, maybe you want to ask me how we get the name of All Saints. Am I going too far?
No, sir, I'm ready for you. Tell me about how we got the name All Saints.
Well,
because before you start, I hear All Saints had 2 names before it became All Saints. So I'm going to see if my story join up with your story because I was talking to somebody. But you tell me.
I don't know. I don't know. That.
What the one there? Okay, tell me.
But I know. Around 1841, a chapel with a Gothic pineapple has been built central to the sugar workers living in the estates. The chapel was named All Saints, and it was built near the border of several parishes, bearing the names of saints. Soon afterwards, as sugar workers began to leave the estates, houses began to appear near the chapel, and there where All Saints Village was born. And I would like to explain to you more in details, because what happened in those days, right? Okay, All Saints is the second largest village in Antigua. Liberta is the largest.
In terms of population or size?
But population-wise, All Saints is the largest.
Okay, so Liberta is physically
and
bigger?
Liberta is land space is,
okay.
Yes, it's bigger than that. Yeah.
All right.
So here what happened. In All Saints, You know, it's mostly in the center of Antigua. So if you're born on the western side, you know, the All Saints Road and the Course Road, you have Jonas Road going to the north, and you have also going out Matthews Road going to the south.
South, right.
So if you're born on the western part of All Saints, you're born in the St. John's Parish in those days. So on the birth certificate, it will mark St. John's. If you're born on the southern side, that's going on Jonas Road, on the north side.
Right.
You're born in St. Peter's.
So
And
if you would say, go ahead.
If you're born on the south side, you're born in St.
St.
Paul's.
Paul's?
Yeah.
So it will say All Saints Village. Would it say All Saints Village, or it would just say the parish?
Well, I believe that's where they get the name from, because it is, remember, in those days we have 6 parishes.
Right.
St. John's, St. George's, St. Peter's, St. Philip's, St. Paul's, St. Mary's. So that is 6.
Right.
Yeah, 6.
Right.
But you know, they're changing to consistencies now. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, what I'm asking, so back then, so the village was called All Saints.
Yeah.
It had 3 parishes, and depending on where you were born, you went by your parish. No, there were 3 parishes in the village.
Border,
right.
border there.
Right.
Because that is what the statement is saying.
Okay. And I think that is still
those estates that nearest to us was Matthew's estate. That is where I lived there. That's where I born. And then you have the other one, the Burks. Those were the nearest.
What was Osborne at the time? I keep hearing, I've been told about Osborne.
I can't remember where the word Osborne come from.
Okay, you leave that. We'll
but
continue.
I know they have a pond named Osborne Pond.
Right. So that was near where is that, near to Matthews or Burks?
That near to Burks.
To Burks. Okay.
Right.
All right. Okay. Cool. Okay. So we know that the origin of All Saints, the name, was because of the parishes, the 3 parishes.
The border,
Right.
the parishes, yeah.
And we know this was way back in the 1840s.
Yeah.
So that was shortly after slavery. So that means All Saints basically was one of the early villages after slavery.
Sure.
Right. Tell us about other places in All Saints.
Well, All Saints is a village then. I would just start with All Saints is a village with, you know, we're famous for the date cheese. They're more popular more than any village in Antigua. But, you know, they're dying out now. And we have lots of guts and ponds. For instance, we have a famous household pond named Mattis Pond that is on the same estate. And there, the people went there on a daily basis. I call it the laundry before time. The name laundry presently is a laundry.
It's a real laundry.
It's a real laundry.
Right.
Just where people go and wash their clothes, carry the children and wash their clothes and dry it at the mug pond. And sometimes the villagers just come together and clean that pond and so on.
You said it's near the Mattis is the name of the pond?
Mattis Pond, just behind of the police station. So this is where people used to go and I always said do the laundry. Then you have Mac Pond. And Mac Pond is a household name now. Because it is you notice the sporting venue named after Mac Pond, where we play cricket and football. And you know, All Saints is a sport base. Right?
Well, you used to be a sports place. Right now, you kind of struggle a little. But
Yeah,
we'll talk about that later.
But we think we make some history.
Yes,
Because
you have.
It's because you know, All Saints is the champion village, and you know we're champion in Calypso, champion in Pecan. We have champion in Basarama. Basarama, that is the All Saints brothers. And we, like, you know, we used to have best village competition. Yes. Football champion, cricket champion. And at one time, All Saints have 3 football team playing in the Premier Division. Yes, at one time. And at one time too, I was the manager of the All Saints cricket team for a number of years. And we have 3 teams in the competition, one playing first division, one playing second division, and one playing country league.
Cricket?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, you're famous. And we have people who represent West Indies, you know, and Antigua, lots of players that played for Antigua national team.
I'm gonna take you off your notes for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
I want you to tell me about your days growing up in All Saints.
Well, I have to say, in our days, we were living more neighborly and lovingly.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes, our neighbors. You could trust your neighbors. For instance, I'm a family. My family is 15 of us. I'm the first. Now, if my mother is going to town, she would just tell the neighbor, you know what I mean? Or neighbor or people could leave their house open.
Mm-hmm.
If they have any clothes on the line, they could tell the neighbors, pick them up and carry them in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Not now. Eh? Those are the days when everybody have a back garden. You have potato, you have okra. You give it to your neighbors. I remember the days when your neighbor light their fire in the morning to do their breakfast and you get up late. You could go and borrow some fire, not borrow. You could go to your neighbor, take some fire and light your fire. Those were the days.
Where did you go to school?
I go to school in All Saints. In those days, they have the church school. That was the infant. So
Which church was this?
That at the crossroad. The
Anglican? Okay,
yeah,
right.
That building is no more.
Okay.
But there where you started with the slate, right? And then you go to senior 1, and then senior 2 will take you at the old school that was there. And in those days,
that was a government school too?
Yeah, that was government school. But in those days, when you reach junior 5, you know, it's SEM standard, and then the other classes are senior 1, 2, and 3. And after you reach senior 3, that's it. They didn't have secondary school at that time.
So after senior 3, what did you do?
Well, I find some work to do.
I know you're into cricket, but what did you do before you got into cricket and so? Cricket was part-time.
Cricket is a part-time. Cricket is a part-time. I started to work when I was 16. I stopped myself and learned a trade. I was a mason. I worked at Mill Reef, at Half Moon Bay. I built at the hotel, that one on the southern side of the village there. What it is again? That hotel?
Carlisle.
No.
Which?
They out by English Harbour.
By English Harbour, the inn?
Not the inn. At Maboro Bay.
St. James's.
St. James.
Yeah, okay, all right.
I work on that building.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Okay.
Yeah.
So when you were growing up, I'm taking you back again because
Yeah.
I was told that Crossroads,
Oh,
that area
yes.
used to be like town.
I like to comment.
Uh-huh.
The Crossroads in All Saints, I would say, was a commercial area. The Crossroads had a buzz of activities. There's where lots of shops were. There's where the people come and sell their produce. You have famous shops. For example, they call a shop owned by Cowboy, where you get your Flaco, your ice cream, you know, and your sugar cake. And you have Mr. Charles shop, where you could get your toys, especially at Christmas. Miss Addie's sugar cake. You know, sometimes Miss Addie will be cooking her sugar cake right there. And people line up. The pot is on the fire now. People line up. And when the sugar cake is ready, they get a grape leaf, because it was so hot, and put it in. So sugar cake was real tasty. And then they have, at the same crossroad, you have Miss Chambers. You know, the Chambers, they have the cloth store
Okay.
that sell bicycle, the cloth store and bicycle parts.
Mm-hmm.
And also, you have the butcher places right there, too, and so forth.
Where was there? You had like telephone service and post office
Yeah,
and
you
so
have
on.
you have the telephone exchange, which is the post office now, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the creche, you know, the clinic and the creche.
Right.
Yeah, the creche was a place where working mothers, parents would carry the young ones to be taken care of while they
While they
at
went to work.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. That was in the early days.
Where was that located? If you can
That was
remember.
located, you know, where the clinic is. The clinic that they have
Opposite the
now.
police station?
No, just below it. Where you know, right where the bus
Where the bus stop
there,
is, yeah,
right
uh-huh.
across there, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And then those houses above the clinic now was the head nurse used to
Okay.
live there, and the sanitary inspector used to live there. So that's why you in those days you have the village council, where you have the make up the village council. You have the head of the sanitary, the head nurse, the police in charge of the station, you know, and the head of the churches and so on. Everybody come together and you form a village council.
And what did the village council do?
They situate, they have programs, right? And they situate, I think we're responsible for cleaning the village and so on.
Right.
They have workers just come and sweep the sidewalk. As a matter of fact, also they have an incinerator. So in the morning when they sweep up the rubbish and all the rubbish, you have somebody will come with a horse and cart to take the rubbish to the incinerator
and burn it
them.
right
Yeah.
in the neighborhood.
Right
Right in the
you know,
village?
you know where the police station is right now?
Yes.
I think the Baptist church is there, right there.
Okay, I think I know the
Incinerator is
Baptist
there,
church is.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Alright.
Mm.
So do you think that now that we don't have the village council, you think it's a wise move, or if you were to be able to influence anything, would you want back the village council?
I would have go for the council
Why?
because you get a more mediate instead of going through all those different system and you know I think you get more immediate attention than going to this long process before you get anything done
Okay.
in the community.
Alright.
That's my view.
Okay. You mentioned Macpan earlier as well, right? What was that area like? I know now it's well, I know they call the playfield now Macpan,
Yeah.
but is that the original Macpan? Was it bigger? Was
Okay,
it?
the playfield now, right? Okay, for instance, I don't know, you travel to Macpan, right? That building that is in Macpan, I was the manager, right? I was responsible for that building, but they modernized it with. But you see the road to the west of Macpan,
Yes.
for instance, in the early days, the pitch was right in that, so it moved.
The pictures on the road?
Yeah, the whole time pitch was
Okay.
Macpan. So you know, as it get thing, they draw like east, so they could expand the area.
So they
you see
they do
the-
the housing and they brought Macpan in. Macpan became smaller as they put in more housing.
No. It get bigger, so
Oh,
they
yeah,
have to
bigger.
move it,
Okay.
shift it from the pitch itself was in the road, so they have to shift it east.
Oh,
But all
okay,
there was
gotcha now,
sugarcane
gotcha.
and so on.
Right,
So
right.
they could expand it.
Okay.
But Macpan, you won't see it now because people build. Just like Osborne Macpan, people building them in the
So it
water
was
now.
a pond,
It were a pond.
and
But
that
it's
is
still called Macpan.
that is separate to the Mattis that you were talking
Mattis
about.
Pan. Mattis Pan is further.
It's further up.
Yeah.
So what used to, because I'm getting the feeling that Macpan used to be a place where you had a lot of activities in the community and so on. Is that so?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Otherwise than cricket, maybe some function or campaigning and different things and so on. Not, nothing.
Nothing major.
This was
Okay.
the
All
major
right.
place,
So then
yeah.
why is it so significant in Alcines? Every time you hear about Alcines, you hear about Macpan.
Yeah, because it's named after a pond. And there, in the old time days, let me tell you something. I don't know, in the colonial days, you remember them administrators,
The administrators, yes.
turbot and all them things.
I've
and
heard
they
of-
have the
heard about
English
them, yes.
friends or ships come in
Right.
and they want a game of cricket and so they come right by Macpan and play.
Oh, okay. So,
Yes.
okay. All right. So
Yeah.
it was one of those places where you could call it one of the centers for activities.
Sure.
Okay, across the island.
That is correct.
Okay.
Because they don't have no other place, well, say in the other areas. You know, also in this, you don't have no place at the bottom village. So everybody there.
Come
You know,
up,
you see also it's on a hill, like you know, you know, have some of the flat areas more than Makran, yeah. But I think in those you know, our people did have, I would say, this civic pride where people just clean the areas, especially in the front of the yard. They take care of the sidewalk. They clean it. And I think that is one of the things that we're lacking presently.
But why?
People don't take care in front of the yard. I don't know why.
So what was it about your generation and your era that caused you to want to take care of the front of your yard versus today? Do you think, have you ever thought about it, think about what it could be?
I don't know. I just said that we don't have that secret prize as before, you know.
But where did it go?
We don't care. We lost a lot of our values, you know. That's what I believe.
Okay.
You know, we don't care about each other. We don't have no empathy for each other. We don't have that love. You know, it's about a rat race. How far we can be from each other, financially and otherwise, or what position we have. That's how I feel about it.
I think I hear you. I think we have to find out what is causing the change, because we have to fix it. But to go on to another topic, I know All Saints came from an agricultural background.
Yeah.
Was agriculture big growing in your days in All Saints growing up?
Everybody was dependent on sugar. I think what did happen in those days, how agricultures, what they used to do, when you plow your ground, right? What they do, they plant like potatoes, yam, cassava, right? And they reap them, and then they use, when they finish reap those, they while they're reaping, then they plant the sugar cane in the furrow.
Okay.
So like they reap, they break the bank, and then the sugar
Come on.
So they do a crop before the sugar, and then sugar you could get first crop, second crop, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the fruits and vegetables in particular, were planted in between. Were they mainly kept for All Saints, or like they used to come to? I know All Saints had a market. I was told that Crossroads.
Yeah, I forget that. Yeah, these, as I said, these where they go to sell their produces and so on, right at the crossroads. They have a famous lady they call Countess. She comes from the eastern area. But this where people used to sell their potatoes, whatever. Produce, right?
When? Saturday or Sunday? You had a Sunday market or Sunday market?
They do bigger, but you know, mainly people that shop on Saturdays.
On Saturdays, okay. I was just wondering if it's Saturday or Sunday market.
But there are a lot of young people in farming now. You know, they use the land at the estate and the Berks and so on. So a lot of people doing farming now.
So you think that's one of the traditions for All Saints that has survived? Where is it that a lot of people from All Saints doing farming, or is that people that are coming in and using up the land?
We have a number of people from All Saints, and I think we're going back to backyard. It's also, you know, almost everybody have a fruit tree in their backyard, you know.
Okay.
Something and so on, sort of that. Yeah.
You mentioned cricket earlier, right? And that you were involved in cricket.
Yeah.
So give me some more details on cricket in All Saints.
Well, as for now.
Not for now, for back then when you were.
Oh, back then?
Yes, not for now. We'll come to know, but
What
for
I would
back
say,
then.
back then, the cricketers were more committed and dedicated. When you're going to play cricket, the whole field you know, just full of young people want to play the game. You know what I mean? But now.
Wait. We're not coming to now yet.
No.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I can feel the passion in your voice happening now. But I want to know, okay, so when you were younger, a lot of people played cricket. Who were some of the outstanding people from All Saints that played cricket?
Well, the outstanding cricketers was, and I'm going to put myself there. But
Why not?
I was a good cricketer.
Okay.
You have Mr. Curtin Thomas. He was a good friend. He played for the thing. You have, they call him Longot, Charlesworth. Then you have Merrick, Anthony Merrick. You have Hardy James. Curtin Thomas' son now, he's coach now. All those play for the island. And we have Victor. He played for the youth. You have Bartley. He was the captain for the youth. The
West Indies youth. That will be Zora. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So we did have some good players, man.
And how
And
were
we could
they?
find them.
Was it natural skills they had, or there was a program in All Saints run by all the people who managed to at least find these talents for us so that they could go on to the next level?
I wouldn't say that. It's just natural. It's just natural ability then, and interest that. Because those days they didn't have coaches, you know what I mean, and all this equipment. So I think one time, and sponsorship and so were very, you know what I mean. Sometimes you have to raise funds and so on. But I think by working for the airline, I get sponsored from them and so on.
There you go.
Yes.
And you were the manager of the team or the
yes.
trader? Which one of the teams? Because y'all had three. Or you used to manage everything?
No, the cricket team was with the same
The same club?
the same club.
Oh, and you
But
managed
have-
everybody?
Yeah. So you have different grades then.
So how
You have the younger.
how did you, because I wanted to know, how did you decide who played for which team?
No. You, for instance, okay, like the competition, right? If you have the second division play or the parish league, you can use some members from the first. And they allow you 2 or so on
Okay.
to play with,
All right.
to blend, blend the talents together.
Together, right.
Yeah. But what I'm telling you that there's a lot of young fellas that were there, a crop of fellas that there that want to play cricket. But now is something else.
Okay, and what about football? No.
No, I'm not so much.
You're not so much into the football.
Well,
Okay.
I know, when I played for BWI, I did have a football team that played in the Premier Division that I played, first class, right?
Okay.
But
So you
the
sound like you were
football
all,
fellas-
you were around the man.
Yeah, so I have a son and daughter, son that played for the local football, what I'm saying. I only represent them when we used to play for, against villages and so on.
Which team
But
your
no
son
complete-
played for?
Eh?
Which team
My
your son
son
played
played for All Saints.
Okay.
He played for, they have Bassa and Black Lightning and something United, Asman United, something like that. I don't remember.
You had a
the
lot of
name.
teams.
Yeah, I don't remember the names.
Yeah, because you had a big population. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to change focus again now. Tell us about Sunday school days and so on in All Saints. He light a fire.
I really like Sunday school. We would have come back in those days. All Saints have a lot of churches. I think we have over 10 churches here in All Saints. Yeah. But in those days, Sunday, you attend 3 Sunday school
Lord.
that afternoon. Let me tell you.
Jeez, I'm
The
praying.
Salvation Army. I remember the Salvation Army. That was the first church that I know I got to summer school. Remember how how summer schools now?
Summer school for what?
Like when you go on holidays, you could go there and you do different things.
Craft and those kind of things. What we call
You do
vacation Bible
craft
school.
and so on, yeah.
Oh, what we
And
call
painting
vacation
and
Bible
different
school
things and
now.
so on. Salvation was the first church I know that I went to summer school.
Okay.
Then so but the main places you used to go to Sunday school, All Saints Anglican, they started at 12 o'clock.
Okay.
At 3 o'clock, sorry,
3
in the
o'clock,
afternoon.
right.
And then you go to they have a man named Mr. Cockwell.
Mm-hmm.
You know that building right at the crossroad there, where the doctor shop is now.
Yes, just
there's a
opposite
car
the
there,
church.
Cockwell.
Mm-hmm.
And then another name at Osborne there, I forget it. But we used to go to Sunday school.
Every
I remember
Sunday.
I'd go to Sunday school
Every Sunday.
on the tree. A man from Sweets,
Mm-hmm.
near Mr. Davis. There's Sunday school right under the tree there. So you could actually go to several Sunday schools.
And this was in addition to church, or you didn't go to church and you just went to Sunday school?
No. Church, you don't have two service in church. You don't have 11 o'clock and 6 o'clock in the morning.
Okay, so
And
you'd go
then-
to church.
And then in the evening you have evening song. And
You have
so-
to go to evening song too?
They used to have evening
No, I
song.
know they used to have it, but as young
Yeah,
people
yeah,
growing
but-
up,
yeah, but-
so you had to go to church in the morning, 3 Sunday schools, and then evening song.
And you want me to tell you sometime what is the reason why?
Why?
My father was the sexton of the Austin Church. for a
Oh,
long,
you
long
had
time.
so special issues.
The mold is there to help decorate the church and put everything in order. Yeah.
Okay, all right, all right. So you said the Salvation Army had the church had their Sunday school and their summer camp and so on. Was there a heavy Salvation Army presence in All Saints, or they used to come from outside of All Saints to do this?
Well, you have people. You have for instance, I remember with the Salvation Army is that they have a militant names, right, for the priests, right, the lieutenant, captain, and so forth. I remember the days when they used to, like Saturday nights, they used to hit the drum and the bugle and marching from the church to the crossroad, especially on Saturday nights.
Okay.
Especially Saturday nights, and have they spread out their thing there, and they have their little service, and you know what I mean,
Okay.
there, and you could pass and show your collection.
A collection
and
in there,
you know, the marching band, and so yes, I remember with them very well. Yes, and that was Saturday night, right in the middle of
Crossroads?
Yeah,
Okay.
where everybody was buzzing with activities. Yes. And the Salvation Army captain, right? So suppose somebody goes to the magistrate court and they get in trouble and so on. They go on behalf and plea on behalf, kind of a pardon them, and so on. I remember in those days. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I remember those days. We couldn't, when they have dances and so on, and we're going to school, we couldn't look at the dances because they have the senior student will come and take your name, and when they go to school in the morning, because you're outside looking in the dance.
Seriously?
You get those. Seriously.
You're saying to me that back in those days, when
Yeah.
they had dances and so on, that the younger students could not participate or even be around the dance?
Yeah, you can't look. Sometimes we just look and peep in the dance and maybe see who dancing with this. And look by the window. They have the senior student take your name. You don't know they take your name now. When you reach in school in the morning, you were there to dance. They're getting punished.
From who?
From the teacher. From the head teacher.
Okay.
Yeah. And in those days, remember you have to go to school every Thursday, the mass.
You have to go to church mass every Thursday.
Yeah. And they have prayers in the morning at the school. You have to have, they will put on the notice board the day before the hymns that are going to be
Song?
You have to have the hymn either write out or get something.
Okay.
Notes.
I see. Interesting.
Yes,
Interesting.
very much, yeah.
You
Prayers
mentioned
was very essential.
it was a very important part.
Yeah,
Do you
yeah.
think, now I'll ask you a question about, do you think we do that as much today?
No, I don't.
Prayer, and do you think the absence of that is impacting maybe the values in the community?
I think so because you can't you can't forget the spiritual part of life. You know, I mean, you have to thank God. You know, for health, strength, joy, and peace of mind, and security in His love. You have to seek Him first.
Did it also play a role in like the values that you had, the community values, the family values, how they participated in sports, fair play, and so on? Do you think the element that there was so much Sunday school and so much other Christian-like values that played a role in how the community developed?
Sure. Right now, there's so many churches around, and
So things are supposed to be better.
things will be better spiritually, you know.
So are things
As I said,
better? I'm saying supposed to be, but I don't live in All Saints. How are things in All Saints today in terms of the values that you pass on to your young people?
Well,
and so on?
also has changed a lot because I think many people that live in the village now, you don't know them. A lot of our people gone overseas, migrate. And, you have people from different communities. A lot of people want to live in All Saints because you know what All Saints is. Transportation-wise, getting to work, people live in areas that where they could get
Easy access to transportation.
and access to transportation and so forth. And so you find that really there's a lot of persons, I don't know, most of our elder people, they migrate and
So
live a better life.
you spoke about the migration. Let's dwell on that for a little bit. I noticed as I was, talking to people to get ready to talk about All Saints today with you and the team, I noticed that every time I spoke to somebody, they'd say, "Oh, this person migrated out. This person migrated." Was migration a big factor in All Saints community? You would say that?
Yeah, it's one of the factors because I know a lot of people. You know how migration started. People before time, St. Croix, Cuba, all in Florida, people leave their village to go to cut canes and they don't return some. They raise family there and so on.
They get life a little better,
Yeah,
and then
do
okay.
life better, yeah. Just like some people come to Antigua and doing the same, and move on.
So how do you feel about the migration? How did it impact on your family? Like, do you have a lot of family members living overseas?
No. It didn't affect my family. Most
Okay.
of my family
Still in Antigua.
they stayed in Antigua.
Okay, nice.
Fine work and everything here.
And so then, I always wanted to ask this from a village perspective, because you said that All Saints is made up of now people from other, I think you mean other communities in Antigua or other people from outside of Antigua who've come to All
Other
Saints?
communities. For instance, we have a historic place they call You ever hear about Monchula?
Mm-hmm.
Right. My first picnic was in Monchula, no?
Your first?
Picnic.
Okay.
With the Sunday Adventist Church.
Okay.
Yeah, and there was a place famous for, they call it the Dukuna leaf. It's a tree that bear this
The
special
big
leaf.
spread leaf.
Yeah, and they use Dukuna. My first picnic was there. But as you see how it developed. You know,
Explain. You're telling me, but I want you to tell
yeah,
so that the
a lot
people
of
will know.
people have big residence there now. It's very populated and very nice.
And those are
nice.
not people from All Saints who would have moved into that
No,
area?
it's people from different communities.
Okay.
Not All Saints people is there too.
But that
But
area...
I think, I believe, right? Wherever you come from Antigua, and you want a piece of land to buy, you could have All Saints anywhere. The land in All Saints is not for All Saints people alone.
Okay.
That's my view. You're supposed to live anywhere, you know what I mean? You want to live.
And what
So
about
the
the people
places
from
like
outside of Antigua who come to Antigua and come to All Saints and come to the other villages and so on? Because remember you said that we had a lot of our people who went away and didn't come back.
Yeah.
And so now we have people that are coming in, some would say, to fill the space that those people left. There are people who would disagree. How do you think do they fit into All Saints at all? All Saints are impacted by this? And how do you feel about this?
How should I answer that question?
Straight
Because
up.
I will want to say how our people, when they go to other countries, how the people they feel about them too. Because I know that I have a brother, he went to St. Croix as a trade man. He been to Sunny Islands and all the things. His name is Glasson Joseph. And he have lands and houses down there.
In St. Croix?
Some people believe that people come from other countries shouldn't have land here and shouldn't have house here. I don't believe in that, you know. I don't believe in that. Wherever you want to settle, you know what I mean? You have the purchase to buy land.
You should be allowed
That's
to.
good, yeah.
Right.
That's my feeling.
Okay. I was told also, with changing the topics a little again, I was told about there's a place in All Saints called Petrified Forest. You spoke about the date palms and so on. You ever recall hearing about that? Because I remember you said they had the date palms.
Yeah. That was Hyman Village. That when you were as you come over Clarksville, over there was full of date trees and so on. It's very unique, you know.
And I was told too that people used to come and take up the rocks that are shaped like the trees from the area. You ever hear about anything like that?
I think is the Montula area. I remember that when they would go to Montula, there's a broad walk of stones laid out.
Okay.
And they disappear now.
It disappear? What do you mean it disappear? So where God?
At Matthews, there was at the Hayes, they have their old sugar milk as the marker.
Yes.
And they have the parts and so on. People come and take them up and so on.
Because is it that other people have value on these things that, and it's not just All Saints, I suspect, that we don't even take seriously. Yeah. We just see them as, this is just relics.
Yeah. For example, look at the factory parts. Same man, they going into Silver Farm, they have the parts from the factory.
Have a fence.
Restaurant.
Yeah.
That should be. Okay. I don't believe in that. Okay. Those things should be displayed at the museum. You know.
Okay. All right.
Let the children learn something.
And I was also told that it used to have movie nights at the Union Hall. I like that. Yes, tell me about that.
Remember a lot of things.
I went digging. I mean, I went digging.
Yes, we have to have movies at the.
Where was the Union Hall?
Okay, Union Hall was. We have a road named Princess Margaret Road now. When Princess Margaret visits our saints, right? That road was she drive on that road.
And so,
Princess Margaret Road.
And so because she drive on the road, hold on. So the road didn't have a name before it named Princess Margaret Road? Probably not.
Up to now, since don't have no the street they don't name the street as yet.
What do you mean the street of them don't have the name? It's plenty street in All Saints now.
I'm telling you.
So how you give people directions in All Saints? Tell me.
Heaven knows.
How you no. You direct me to somewhere in All Saints. Pick a spot and direct me. Where do you live?
I live on Matthews Road.
Oh, well, you have a road.
The third house on the right side going south. Third house after the Nazarene Church.
No, you're easy. You're easy.
Yeah.
So pick a landmark up in All Saints.
For you?
Tell me, yeah.
Okay.
Pick a landmark. I don't know. Pick a shop.
All right. You know a lady that sell meals named Janice Carter?
I don't know Janice Carter, but how do you? So if I'm at Crossroads, how do I get to Janice Carter shop?
Oh, several ways.
Tell me, because you tell me that I have no road in the name.
Several. You could, in our sense, you know, Antigua have a lot of roads.
Yes.
Right. You know how many ways you can come to St. John's. You know how many roads in the village. Our sense is laid out with a lot of roads. You know.
But you tell me that.
Okay.
So how do I
Uh,
find? Go ahead, tell me.
You could use Mackley Road, and I can't tell you the name of the street, but there's so many roads that you.
So
could end up
how?
there.
So the road they just called Mackley Road. Where is that?
Mackley Road.
Mm-hmm.
Mackley is the area they call Mackley.
Right.
But the road that you use is that going out to the north, you call that Jonas Road.
I know Jonas Road.
Right.
Yes.
Yes.
So after you come off Jonas Road and go into the village, all
There's so
those
many
roads,
there's
all those roads coming off Jonas Road, they don't have any names.
On the right. No, that's what I'm trying to tell you. That all saints do not have any name of roads.
That is a lot of roads to not have names. So how people find things?
Yeah.
How the post people make it?
That would.
Or that's all people go to the post office and collect and check and see if they have mail.
Well, everybody doing their own thing. They have Hibiscus Road, Dumpsy Road, all kind of road now.
Oh, so people just name the roads and then you
Yeah.
just eventually live with the names.
Yeah.
So then maybe you all need to start a road naming program and make these names formal.
We started it no, but sometime some things are pushed on the back burner, and sometime
That's where you need back the village council.
Everybody want
A different name.
their own name and name after them.
The auntie
the
brother.
family,
Okay.
whatever.
Right.
But I think it would help, as you say, the post. The postman will have a better
And directions. If I need to
directions.
come look for you, well, you're
Of
easy,
course,
but other
of
people.
course.
So
Yeah.
let's go back to the Union Hall now. You were
But-
telling me about Princess Margaret Road.
Oh, okay. Oh, that is Peter's my rule. That when you that you know the crossroad going up to Osborne,
Right.
and then the first left, and that straight road going there. There's where the lodge used to be,
Okay.
and the lodge is a place that we have a lot of social activities like Christmas. You know, we have Christmas party. You know, and any functions and so on.
Singing
I
meeting.
think that is where singing meeting and different things. That's where the clubs and so used to have meetings and so on.
Who ran the lodge?
Who ran the lodge? Run by the trades. I think they are since the anti trades and
Labor Union?
Yeah,
Okay,
that,
alright.
that's where the
The building is still there?
no, unfortunately.
So what's
no.
there now?
I see a house there.
Okay.
They're trying to set a building a constituency branch
Constituency branch office?
office or something.
Okay.
I don't
So
know.
tell me your memories of what used to happen at the Union Hall.
As I tell you, let me tell you, we used to have functions like Christmas then. We have a group used to sing around and so on. And then at Christmas time, we will go there and, you know what I mean, have drinks and food and dance and as I tell you, there's have meetings there, cricket, you have to have netball and different things and so on. And other activities. But I know I used to play there. I used to have a music system. There's a column. There's a call us the Boots Combo Roll and Boots Combo.
The Boots combo? Okay.
My nickname is Boots. Eh?
All right. Okay. Boots. I need to know how you get that nickname. That's another thing. Now that you mentioned music and so on, I know one of the big things that coming onto All Saints was the Saints Brothers bands.
That's what I thought. You remember they win the Bassarama?
No, you tell me.
Yes.
You mentioned it in passing. You said that All Saints, you know, participated in the when they had Brassarama. You remember?
The year?
It was one time they had Brassarama. But you are not easy.
I'm not sure.
One time you all have such a good event.
But
All the people in the band were from All Saints?
um,
Almost.
well, the people in the year, most all of them, except maybe the singer, was on Seaver Farm. But
The singer was?
It's Rupert Bridgewater, Eustace Newton. I have my cousin.
I see I have here.
Warren Ross and the Saint Brothers.
So I'm gonna pull some names and tell me
Yeah.
if you remember them. George Bridgewater. That was the captain who played keyboards.
That George
That's
Roosevelt with Bridgewater.
Roosevelt.
He played for
They have
our
the wrong
church.
thing. Okay, they have the wrong name. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
And then they gave me Curtly Kinnip or something like that. Okay. What about Roy then Isaac?
Roy the Isaac.
Okay, that name rings a bell.
Yeah. Roy the Isaac. Yeah, he was a drummer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you had him on the drums.
Saxophone.
Saxophone, yes.
Tutor Joseph.
Uh-huh.
He was on the he blew the tenor.
Tenor sax,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then I have us.
Warren Ross, he plays the lead. He was the leader of the band.
Okay.
He played the lead in the guitar.
Okay, all right. And so, besides winning the Brass Rama, what else did this band do? They used to have shows in All Saints and so on, or other places.
Yes. They used to. You have to say it was a country band.
Where they had the shows at the Union Hall,
Huh?
or at Crossroads and so
They played for dances and social events and so on.
in All Saints.
Yeah. At the same lodge, the
same building, Union Hall.
Yeah,
Okay,
same Union
alright.
Hall, yeah.
I was told they used to have a lot of like for Christmas and so on. Crossroads used to be the big place to have events and so.
Yeah.
I thought that was a recent thing. I didn't realize that was a long time.
I used to sing around. We used to have the choir.
The sing round for Christmas.
Like Christmas,
Okay.
house to house,
Mm-hmm.
and so on.
You say used to. What happened now?
I don't know. That's some of our values and traditions gone down the drain. That's some that's gone again.
I am curious. I think I am in the generation that bridges between your generation and the ones that are here now.
Yeah.
And I know the older people keep saying, the value's gone, the things not like what they used to be and so on. But is who caused that? But, and let me explain what I mean. Your generation had children, and I'm assuming your generation would have taught your children based on those values, yes? Am I wrong?
My view is this, right? That nowadays is children having children. How can you be at a function or at a dance, at a party, right? And you, your brother, your daughter boyfriend on the same floor. Maybe in those days it wasn't so.
True. But so who caused that to start to be? What happened? The generation after you decided that they're not staying home with the children, or that they're taking everybody out? What happened? Where did we? I'm trying to you see, because to my mind, like you said,
Because I said children having children.
but sir, children weren't always having children. When you had your children, how old were you when you started having children? How old were you? It's not a negative question. I was trying to test if children were having children.
I was in the prime, man. I was in.
What is the prime? I hear that he was in his prime, but at 20s, 30s.
Between 30s and so on, yeah.
Oh, you started late. But how many of your other friends and family members started then? I'm just asking because I know we like to say nowadays children having children, but I think that the children are having children a long time.
Yeah, maybe so.
So then,
But,
so is whose fault then you think it is that these things have gone the way they are? The values have gone.
Really?
We don't know.
But
Because in order to fix it, that's the first question we have to answer.
Those are big questions.
Sorry.
Big questions.
All right. So let me go back to a easier question for you. You know what? And actually, before we go on that question, I'm going to play another progress song for you. Right? And then you're going to have to tell me about some of the other entertainers besides Saints Brothers and We Know Progress. So if you can look for that for me. In the meantime, though, let me see if I get this one. There we go. 1 second. Let's see. We are going to be listening to Progress.
And them chicks are very reluctant to use family planning's prescriptions. So they take their chance with free romance. 9 months later, is another child for the street gonna take it. Lord, let me brother take it. Oh, you think about the future. Take it. Yeah, let me sister. Whoa, learn to be responsible. Stay away from trouble. Better said than sorry. Protection is necessary. Take it. Lord, let me brother take it.
And ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to We Are the Ones on Point FM. And with me in the studio is Mr. Roland Joseph. Mr. Joseph, what you say your nickname is again?
Boots.
Boots, which he's going to tell us a little bit about before we go on to our next topic. But you are listening to a little bit about the All Saints Village community. And let me again thank Mr. Joseph for coming in, because we were supposed to have 3 guests. And it's he and I, and he's doing an excellent job educating me, and I'm sure you, the audience, about the village of All Saints. And just to remind you that this is the first in the series of Village Life, where we'll be looking at a different village the last Wednesday of every month. So All Saints got the privilege of bowling off first. I know the Liberta people are quarreling with me because they're saying they're the first village and they should have been first, but you know how it is. So, Mr. Boots, before you go any further, I want to know why they call you Boots.
Well, that nickname come from a family.
Mm-hmm.
I understood that when my family from overseas sent a shoes for somebody in the family,
Mm-hmm.
he couldn't fit them, so I got that Boots. They call me Boots after.
Okay, Boots.
But I want to touch back. You asked me some questions.
Mm-hmm.
Why the young people have lost their values and so on.
Mm-hmm.
I believe, right? I was saying children having children, maybe that's not it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think in our villages we have the amount of role models as before.
Mm-hmm.
And they have lost the discipline because teachers are complaining that they're spending more time disciplining the children than making them learn their lessons.
Mm-hmm.
So it comes from, I believe it comes from the home,
Mm-hmm.
the discipline.
Mm-hmm.
I believe a lot of young people believe discipline is just to say, good morning, good afternoon. But you have to discipline yourself in every aspect of life.
Okay.
And that's what I believe. Because let me put this question to you. How will you feel you have a daughter and she have a kid for a boy? And that's what I've seen a lot of times. The boy pushing the pram with the baby, one hand under the pram and one hand pulling up his pants. Showing his back.
Why are you going to ask me that hard question? Because that's a hard question.
You give me some hard questions too.
It would not be. It wouldn't be pretty. I have a son and he's 18 and he can't wear them. He can't do them pants below anything.
Anything.
No, cannot.
You know. I felt it. To my bone when I see young fellas.
But why y'all don't pull them up as the men, the older men who should be setting
but the
the
discipline
thing?
my sons and so I don't allow them to do that.
Okay.
You see, you have to come from the home.
Okay. So then, like you said, so we were discussing that in the 49ers, the 39ers, the 49ers, probably the 59ers as well, that there were these values instilled in the youth then. So they would do things like clean up their community. They would be a lot less social issues. You know what you had to do, you did it, you went to church, you had all these values instilled in you. And then somewhere along the line, some generation dropped the ball. And so the young people were no longer directed to church, directed to ensuring they had to clean, directing to having good values in terms of how they carried themselves. remember you spoke about the fact that if you went to a dance, if you even looked at the dance,
Yeah.
that there were other people, not your family,
Yeah.
but there were other people in the community who could record your name and take it to school the next day, and you will be dealt
You
with.
punish it.
All of that stopped.
All that
So some generation had to have stopped all of these things to get us where we are today. And let me say this, because I know, sir, Mr. Joseph Boots, that your concern is that I don't think we've lost it all. I just think there are a few things that needs to be brought back and blended with a lot of the modernities of today, so that we can move forward. And so part of why I'm doing this village series is to try and get out from the older ones. What are some of the things that you guys used to do well that we can do today?
Yeah.
You know?
And what I find, right, is that we don't expect the young people today to go the same road as us, you know what I mean? But there's something that we have to protect.
Okay.
Yeah, and some
Agreed.
values that we have to protect. Because it's a different world now.
I agree.
And I believe the young people are attracted. If you notice, many of the bad things, they advertise it for the children.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's just allowed to happen.
And they're just allowed to happen, yeah.
So we're heading down to the home stretch. I'm sure you didn't think you could talk so long.
I didn't believe I would.
Right, but tell us. Okay, tell us about the caring
I would
group.
like to tell you, because this is part of
All Saints
part of me.
fabric, yes.
Because the All Saints Community Caring Group is the All Saints Community Group, right? Is a non-profit and educational group. And the name of the organization is the All Saints Community Caring Group. And we were established in 1989. If you know the maths, it's 29 years.
Wow.
This December year.
Okay.
And we are guided by a constitution, you know, of laws and bylaws adopted in 2006. And our motto is dedicated service and committed service to the entire community of All Saints. We have objectives, and we have our mission and our dreams, but the bedrock of All Saints, of all of our objectives, is to assist the needy and the less unfortunate in our community when necessary. You see, all members strongly believe, you know, that God has empowered us with that love and sensitivity to reach out to the young, especially the old and the less unfortunate in our community.
Okay.
And the things that we have done over the years, we supply the clinic with sterilizing machine, we buy oxygens, cleaning products, you know, and we present them with paper machines and etc. The JT Ambrose, we present them with lamitation machines, storing cabinets and books, and assist them with whatever function to raise funds. The Austin secondary, hear this, the Austin secondary schools, right? We contribute $6,000 as a student fund for when parents cannot pay for their children's subjects.
Wow, that's
they
good.
go into that fund and pay for the exam. And we assist them whenever they have whatever function. Okay? And also, when persons want to seek medical attention overseas, we fund them. And right now, we have a student scholarship where we pay for that student financially until they're done the college for 2 years.
At State College?
Yeah.
Oh, excellent.
So we take care of the finance for everything for the 2 years. Yeah. That is some of the... We have a spelling bee, because in All Saints you have, as I told you, you have Osborne, you have Matthews, Then you have Bottom
Village.
And so they compete, the spelling bee. You give them a trophy
Nice.
and so on. So every year, that is one of our annual thing. And then, of course, we annually take all the senior citizens to the historic part in Antigua. For instance, example, they tour, we were at Mill Reef this year. They toured the airport. Before it opened, they get a general tour. You know, the different areas, Curtain Bluffs, Nonsuch Bay, they accommodate them and so on, you know, and
Nice.
Curtain Bluff and thing. So it's an annual thing. We will get the school bus, we take them
How do you
for the tour, and then we end up at the beach.
Beach
we
and have
get
lunch.
a sumptuous lunch, and we.
how do
you
you
know,
pay for all of this though? Because you mentioned quite a bit.
Okay, we raise funds. We
What
get
are your
donations.
main fundraisers?
A breakfast, the best restaurant in Antigua and Barbuda, right at the crossroad at Sunday morning, where you could get your
How many Sunday
coconut
mornings?
dumpling, your Johnny
Every
cake, your
Sunday?
pancake. No, Saturday.
Every
morning.
Saturday?
Saturday mornings, yeah.
Okay.
Yes, you can get your fungi early and bright with your mackerel, your red herring,
And the proceeds from that goes into all of these projects that you
all of
have.
these products. So we have fun. So
And how is the support from the community, the Arsens
very
community?
well, I must say. We have people who support us, but we get a lot of support from outside. And of course, it's a buzz, so anybody pass, we get a breakfast. Yeah. And we have social, like we have pastry, we have food hanging. These are programs we have in the community.
Okay.
Icing of cake, you know, those programs we have and so on. We call them, social thing.
And
for
trading and so
food,
on.
Yeah, folio trading.
So-
food, you know what I mean? And we present food packages
To the
every
to the
year
needy.
to the as a matter of fact, like we have a week of TV, each member adopts somebody old. You go and cut the yard, you look after them for the
I
day,
like that.
you know, and
When?
eh?
During the Christmas or a year
no,
round?
like or in our activity, we choose a day to
To do that.
yeah.
About how many members you have in the caring group now?
Well, it's diminishing very fast, but it's 20 something.
20 something?
It was 20 something, but now you can't count them on the.
So you need to do some
But
recruiting.
you have some, you have some committed people.
Right.
To me, I don't care if I in a group, because it's even in the churches. For instance, I assist in the tent with the tents and so for the church for the social thing. You can't find nobody to come and do this and do that. I'm a man. If I was at the Roman church there, they have the function over there. I assist them with tents. You assist people. I'm a man. If the church have anything or the group have anything, I don't care who come now. I do what I can.
You have to do,
for
yep,
the
I understand.
I don't look on people, to do things.
Right.
I just want to play my part, and that's it.
Okay. Well, guess what? I have a surprise for you. We are out of time.
Yes.
But I want any parting words. What's the last thing you'd like to leave in the minds of our listening and viewing audience about your community where you're neighboring Berry, Arsens? Anything. It could be a caring group. It could be anything you want to leave.
I think people should. I would like say that the people in our sayings, the community, to support the caring group in their annual functions, fundraisers, because it's a non-profit organization. The profit that we make goes back into the community, and so I'd be glad if they will support us on that path.
Excellent. Ladies and gentlemen, we have been speaking with Mr. Roland Boots Joseph, who has been sharing with us about his life experiences and generally on the history and the development of the All Saints Village. All Saints Village was the first in our series where we're looking at the village communities and village life. And so while We're the Ones will continue every Wednesday, the last Wednesday, so it'll be the last Wednesday in December, we will be featuring another village, and shortly we will tell you which village it is that you can look forward to. Yes, Mr. Joseph.
And my last word
Yes.
in this studio,
Mm-hmm.
I want to wish the management of 99.1 and your listening audience all the best. A blessed Christmas
Oh, thank you.
when it comes.
I think you just gave me and the first official Christmas greeting. Thank you.
Right.
And I'm sure that my listening and viewing audience are very much appreciative. All right. So, yes, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. We had Mr. Boots Joseph, and I cannot overemphasize my gratitude to him because it was supposed to be a 3-person panel. We haven't heard from the other 2, but Mr. Joseph was here early, about 3:45, and he stayed the course. And I know he is surprised that we did over an hour and 25 minutes of sharing about All Saints community, right, Mr. Joseph? You're surprised, no? That's how long we were on.
I'm surprised.
Yes. Prior to Mr. Joseph, we had Lincoln Blade Stanislaus, where he shared his song about Savisi, which he has done on the occasion of Savisi Birds Day, which comes up on December 9th to be celebrated as a public holiday on December 10th. And then prior to Mr. Blade Stanislaus, we had the medical benefits team telling us about their Long Bay Challenge, which is a 12-mile run, walk, or ride, beginning at the medical benefits on Nevis Street and ending up at Long Bay this Saturday, 1st December. You can check out their Facebook page or call the office 481-6361 for additional details, or you can check their Facebook page. So, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Today's show, We're the Ones. We were pleased to be in your homes, in your car, wherever you were listening to us from. We were very pleased to be with you this afternoon, and we look forward to seeing you again next week, Wednesday. It's We're the Ones, over and out. Have a good evening.